will address the media tomorrow in Durban about his political future and is expected to announce the decision to exit the party's leadership race. A source in the DA has confirmed the address, while another senior place source within the party says they don't know what the address will be about, giving credence to the allegations of deep divisions in the party. Steenhuisen's career started 30 years ago in Durban. The party's Federal Legal Counsel has been investigating Steenhuisen over the personal use of party funds and his public spat with former Environmental Affairs Minister Dr. Dion George, who has since resigned from the party. Dr. Piet is Associate Professor of Political Studies at the International Relations at Northwest University and joins us now on this. Dr. Croucamp, good evening. Thank you so much for your time. Are you surprised at all that John Steenhuisen seems to have fallen out of favor with a lot of the party elites, paving way for young blood? And it seems to be suggested that it will be Jordan Hill-Lewis, the current mayor of the city of Cape Town.
You seem to be very confident that he's going to resign as the leader of the party tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure about that. Just remember, you said that don't speculate because you might be wrong. You can do two things. The one is he can resign as the leader of the party tomorrow, or he can resign as the Minister of Agriculture tomorrow. He's under as much pressure as Minister of Agriculture as he is as the leader of his own party. He can do any of those two tomorrow, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's him resigning as the minister too.
Do you think John Steenhuisen still remains politically ambitious to have a third term in the party?
Yeah, because I think he's made a number of mistakes. I think when he became Minister of Agriculture, he first appointed Roman Kabanak, which was a disaster. He should never have appointed that individual with a controversial background. He also allowed Ronaldo Gous to become a member of parliament for the DA. That was also an absolute disaster, and they had to remove him too. And both these issues happened under the leadership of John Steenhuisen. Then he became the Minister of Agriculture, and he's been embroiled in the one controversy after the others, and it's got much to do with farmers that are protesting against his presence more and more because of the foot and mouth disease, which they're accusing him of not getting under control. So he's having a very, very hard time as a minister, and I wouldn't be surprised if the president calls him in at some time if he doesn't resign as the minister and say, well, the government can't afford this relationship that you have with the farmers and the controversies around it, and because it reflects bad in the government of national unity as well. So, yeah, no, he hasn't managed it really well since he became party leader, and I think since he became minister, it just became a lot more difficult.
Now, if you were in John Steenhuisen's ear right now, what would you advise him to do, particularly if his aim at this point in his career, given the spectrum of controversies that you just outlined there, would be to survive politically and to keep whatever credibility he has intact for what many would describe as potentially the twilight of his political career? What would it be that would be the right sort of preservationist move for him to make?
I'm afraid I think he must retire. I think I can't imagine him recovering from this because he's not going to solve the problem of agriculture. I don't think it's almost like the COVID-19 pandemic. It is just not something that you can solve in a short period of time, and it is massively destructive. It does destroy large parts of animal health in South Africa, and it is responsible for the destruction of a lot of value in agriculture. I can't see him recovering from that. And then the other thing is that it looks like he has lost the confidence of a number of people within his party. It might even be that he has lost the confidence of Helen Zille. So I think honestly this is the end of the road for him, and he should actually retire. And because I can't imagine him doing something else. You know, he's been a politician most of his life.
Let's just maybe double click in on the party and what this moment means for the party. The Democratic Alliance has been a party where, for the relative most part of its existence, there's been clear indications around who is next in the succession pipeline. It was quite clear when Tony Leon handed over the baton to Helen Zille, and it was quite clear that Helen Zille was grooming Mmusi Maimane to become the next leader of the party. And it was quite clear that John Steenhuisen was head above shoulders above everyone else in the party when Mmusi Maimane had resigned from the party and then subsequently successfully was elected into that position following Mmusi Maimane's resign. But it seems to me that the Democratic Alliance, for the very first time, has a succession crisis where it's unclear who the right candidate is, not necessarily who's next, but who the right candidate is, especially given the fact that they referred to black leaders in the party in the past as failed projects. Do you think the Democratic Alliance has a talent crisis? And if so, what do you think the course of correction there might be?
I don't think, I think there's a very natural successor, somebody that has proven himself to be very efficient, very effective, very astute politician, somebody that can take the party into a different orbit, because I do think the liberal conservative disposition, ideological disposition of the party is catching up with them. I do think there's lots of stats shows that there's around about 3 million black South Africans quite prepared to vote for them, but they don't do so. The question is why not? And I think there's something ideologically alienating in the party. But I think somebody like Jordan Lewis of the Western Cape has proven himself to be a good manager. He's a very strong personality. He's a very interesting
Does he have
person.
the sort of national profile that would give confidence to voter bases of the Democratic Alliance across the country? I think, look, there's so much respect for him within the party that he's got a national profile, even though he operates in the city of Cape Town. There's no doubt that he's head and shoulders above everybody else or anybody else within the party. I just think he can, the big thing is for him to redefine the party, to encourage people to reconsider the DA as a political home again. And I think he can do it better than anybody else. Whether he will be successful, that's a different question. But I have no doubt that from all the people in the DA, I can't imagine there's anybody that can rejuvenate, reinvent the party ideologically in terms of his efficiency, his appeal to people, and return to around about 35%, 38% of the voter support. It's very possible. You need the right person there. I think he's the right person, and I think most people in the party also think so. Yeah, that's a big jump from 22% of the electoral share right now. Dr. Piet, thank you so much for your insights this evening. Really do appreciate it. Dr. Piet is an associate professor on political studies and international relations at the Northwest University, talking to us there on the Democratic Alliance.